If, a movie you'll only watch it just because Ryan Reynolds is in it. Hello there, namaste. So If is the story about a girl who once had an imaginary friend when her mother was dying of cancer, and then after that she forgot her imaginary friend, but when her father got sick, she can see imaginary people once again, but after her father gets better, she remembers that she can see imaginary creatures, even though she hasn't reached that point in time in her life where she forgets it makes no sense if you think about it. If you think about it, the girl is actually the bad guy because the imaginary friends were abandoned by her. So she's the villain of the story, and she's the selfish one of the story. The imaginary friends just want to be there for their people, but when they no longer need them, they want to fight. The concept is basically Foster's Home for imaginary friends. The rabbit in Foster's Home is basically taken by Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds is the rabbit of the story. I don't know what this story was trying to go for. I don't know if you're supposed to be like you're never too old for an imaginary friend, or you're never too old to start imagining, but it's kind of weird because they have a 12-year-old who's apparently acting as an adult. She even dresses as an adult for the most part, with like a button-down shirt and like khakis, and it's just like, this isn't a child. She's 12 years old. Why is she dressing like she's going for an interview? But the story's very on the nose with who Ryan Reynolds is. The second you see him, and I predicted it just by the thumbnail. I've never seen the trailer. I just saw the thumbnail, and I was telling my wife, it was like, yeah, this is what it's gonna be. This is what it's gonna be. I'm calling it now, just off the thumbnail. And I was completely right. But this thing is so bad for children to watch because the girl meets an attractive man, Ryan Reynolds, once, and immediately follows him to an abandoned theme park. And then Ryan Reynolds takes this 12-year-old girl down into a basement in the abandoned theme park. Think about it. What kind of message is that to kids who are supposed to be the target audience of this? If you see an attractive male, feel free to follow him. It's just the sheer stupidity of it. I was just like, what are you trying to go for here? I mean, it would make sense if it was like she needed the aid of her imaginary friend, and over time she realized that the person that was assisting her the entire time was her imaginary friend from childhood, and she's an adult. She's actually like maybe 20, maybe something else, but it's just like she fell into hard times. The last time she was in hard times when her mother was dying of cancer, but now she's an adult, she's dealing with life, and someone comes along to assist her, and then she finds out along the way that the person that's been aiding her was her childhood imaginary friend who has returned to assist her. He had never left her side. That's a better story than this one where you're a 12-year-old girl, you meet a stranger, sure, you have an inkling to trust him, because who wouldn't look at Ryan Reynolds and be like, he looks like a trustworthy guy? Who wouldn't be? I mean, that's the same reason why Ted Bundy got so far. I mean, what woman didn't look at him and go like, you know what? He seems like a dreamy guy. I'll follow him anywhere. It just, the whole thing was just ridiculous. I'm like, did this kid is gonna end up getting butchered, and many kids who see this are gonna end up getting butchered because they followed what this movie was teaching. In the end, I didn't think this movie was good. I had a few laughs, but it was primarily Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds. That was humorous. Anything else in the film, even the imaginary creatures, weren't really funny. I mean, gosh, if you want to watch Ryan Reynolds dealing with an imaginary friends, watch Voices. Don't bother with this trash. This film, If, is absolute garbage. But I watch these things so you don't have to. Thank you all for watching. Talk to you next time. Toodles.
You guys got a video? So bad.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait on that.